Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Crown Point High School as Region Sports Network presents coverage of the 2025 IHSAA State Softball Tournament as the Chesterton Trojans face the host Crown Point Bulldogs for a Class 4A Regional Championship. I'm Leo Stauderher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game as we have two local rivals facing off here this evening in Crown Point. Chesterton enters with a record of 13-11 on the year, 8-6 in conference play. They have won their last three. They enter this regional with a win over Valparaiso in the sectional semifinals and a 16-6 win over Hobart in the championship. Crown Point enters with a record of 27-4, 12-2 in Duneland play. They have won their last seven. They defeated Lake Central 4-2 in the sectional championship in a thriller. So let's get moving along here. The first pitch forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it is 86 degrees and some light clouds in the sky, but the big story is the wind, 19 miles per hour blowing in from right field. That will certainly help the pitchers this evening. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Now it's time to look at the Great Lakes Sports Hub batting order for the visiting Chesterton Trojans. Leading off is the catcher Olivia Milton. Batting second, playing center field, is Alexia Franco. Hannah Florian is the designated player. She bats third. Jillian Pittman plays third base, bats fourth. Peyton Cherub is the pitcher. She will bat fifth. Lila Miller is the shortstop. She bats in the sixth spot. Lexi Smith bats seventh, plays second. Claire Demeter plays left field, bats eighth. And Maddie Nichols will round out the 1 through 9. She plays first base. Cherub again on the mound. More on her in a moment. For the host, Crown Point Bulldogs, Lexi Smith is the designated player. She will lead off. Scarlett Tegman will bat second, play center field. Ashlyn Kita plays third and bats third. In the cleanup spot is Nevaeh Rangel. She plays left field. Lulu Johnston plays short, bats fifth. Eva Govert bats sixth, plays second. Hayden Brock will be behind the plate. She bats in the seventh spot. And Corinne Pert will play first, batting eighth. Sam Dunlap plays right field. She rounds out the 1 through 9. Paige Lazert will be in the circle for the Bulldogs. Great Lakes Sports Hub, more than a dome. So now it's time to introduce the starting pitchers for tonight's game. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Hayden Cherub will be at the circle for Chesterton. The freshman enters with a record of 5-4 on the year, an ERA of 6.72 through 13 appearances. She's gone 50 innings with 92 hits against. 66 runs, 48 of them earned. She has walked 20 batters and struck out 35. For the host Crown Point Bulldogs, Paige Lazert will head to the circle. She has been outstanding in her junior season with a record of 17-2, an ERA of .83. Through 25 appearances, she has logged 118 and a third innings of work with 35 hits against her, 15 runs, 14 of them earned. She has walked just 21 batters while striking out 251. Enigenberg Exteriors, experienced roofing and siding contractor serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee. Visit them on the web at ebergexteriors.com. As the starting lineups are being introduced, we are just moments away from first pitch. This will be the third meeting between the Trojans and Bulldogs. Crown Point took care of business 15-3 here at Cynthia Field on April 16th, and then at Chesterton, the Bulldogs won 10-0. So the Trojans trying to get in the win column, and Crown Point trying to defeat their conference rival for the third time this season. The final players of the Crown Point lineup are being introduced on the field. We are just moments away from first pitch with the national anthem about to take place, so we will step aside to join that. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 26.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantail.com or download our app today.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back getting ready for the start of this regional championship between the Bulldogs and the Trojans. So we see both teams going through their final pregame talks. Crown Point wearing their white uniforms with red numbers on front and back, while the Trojans will be wearing their black jerseys with maroon script across the front, maroon numbers on either side with a gold outline. Good day for softball, again mentioning those 19-mile-per-hour winds howling in from right field, so you have to think with Crown Point sending Lazert to the circle, that certainly helps her as she is a strikeout pitcher, and then anything that is hit will likely be hitting those strong winds blowing in, so it's going to be one of those days where you might have to really work to manufacture runs, and we'll see how both teams try to work through that and what strategies they go with. So Lazert, we mentioned 251 strikeouts on the season. That'll play. And this Chesterton offense will look to try to get things working early against her in the regional championship. It's been a good run for the Trojans. They've won their last 3. The Bulldogs have won their last 7. Their last loss was to an out-of-state opponent, 10-5 against Chicago Marist on May 17th. And they had a thriller last time out against Lake Central in the sectional championship, a 4-2 win. Home runs from Johnston and Govert. Smith drove in a run, as did Tegnan, and just a big win in matchup between a conference rival. That was when we were calling those games a couple weeks ago between the Bulldogs and the Indians. You had that feeling that when they did square off again in the postseason, that would be a thriller, and it certainly lived up to the hype. And so you get through the emotional hurdle of facing Lake Central, a team that had beaten the Bulldogs previously. Now you can't overlook another team that plays within your conference that has seen you twice this year. You have to think they are playing Chesterton, that is playing with a chip on their shoulder, trying to avenge those 2 regular season losses against Crown Point. Lazert goes through her line and fires the first pitch just outside for a ball. We are officially underway here at Cynthia Field. Olivia Milton, the sophomore catcher, leads off for Chesterton. She's batting .429 on the season. She lays off the next pitch, gets ahead in the count 2-0. Milton, 30 hits, 21 runs driven in, 9 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs. Now the 2-0 pitch from Lazert. Correct down the first base line, but it breaks foul. So moves the count to 2-1. Lazert 17-2 on the season. ERA of just .83. 21 walks to those 251 strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball in for strike 2. So now the count even at 2-2. So Milton made contact on that first strike, fouling it towards first base. And the 2-2 from Lazert. Milton pokes it towards second base to Gilbert. She throws sidearm to first in time. Pert hangs on, and that is the first out of this game. That brings Alexia Franco, the senior center fielder, up to bat for the Trojans. Franco batting .367 this year, driven in 12 runs. She has scored 30. First pitch from Lazert, grabs the outer corner for a strike. So after falling behind early against Milton, she just goes right at Franco here. Now the 0-1. High for ball 1. So a couple of... Now the 1-1. Goes to that similar spot to strike 1 in that far corner to get ahead in this count 1-2. After she missed high on the first pitch, or at the second. Now the 1-2. Tapped foul. Franco just committed to that swing and just had to poke it away. Stays alive, lives to fight for another pitch. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 down here in the opening inning of this Class 4A Regional Championship. Here's the 1-2 from Lazert. Put in the air towards the catcher, and Brock is able to chase it down, makes the catch for out number 2. Kind of a soft fly ball, just a few feet away from home plate. Brock held the glove out like a basket and was able to get it about shoulder height for the second out. So now Hannah Florian, the designated player tonight, will bat out of the 3 spot. The junior gets ready for the first pitch from Lazert. Fastball, strike 1. Florian batting .371 this season, 23 hits, 5 doubles, and 4 home runs. She works with nobody on, 2 away. The 0-1s, she swings at that off-speed delivery, and it's quickly an 0-2 count. So Florian down to her last strike, trying to avoid letting the Trojans go down in 1-2-3 fashion. The pitch. Misses outside. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Florian gets the sign from Brock. The 1-2 is low, and that was Lazert got the sign to pitch to Florian as the count, the scoreboard now with 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Now the 2-2 pitch from Lazert. Fouled towards the Chesterton dugout. The batter on deck had to duck out of the way of that one. Count remains 2-2. Florian trying to deliver for her squad. Lazert trying to retire her. The 2-2 pitch is called strike 3. She catches Florian looking. The Trojans fall in 1-2-3 fashion. We will head to the bottom of the first where the Bulldogs will take their first at-bats. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Windy evening here at Cynthia Field. You see the flags for both teams. That's the wind coming in from right field, so it's pushing everything right towards us in the press box, right towards the whole crowd, and helping out the pitchers. Peyton Cherup leads things off. A reminder that Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. First pitch to Smith, called strike one. Enjoy live music steps from downtown Crown Point on select dates. The free summer concert series returns to Bulldog Park on June 5th. For a complete lineup, visit crownpoint.info/SCS. Smith lifts the 0-1 pitch towards second base, and a nice run by her counterpart, Lexi Smith, to track that one down and make the basket catch for out number one. So, taking care of that housekeeping, Lexi Smith is leading off playing the DP spot for Crown Point, and then Lexi Smith is also batting seventh, playing second base for Chesterton, two players with the same name. So one Lexi Smith flies out to another to start off this bottom of the first inning. Scarlett Tegman batting second for Crown Point. She takes the first pitch from Cherup, starts the count off 1-0. Tegman batting .449 this season. The 1-0 pitch, cracked foul down the left field line towards the Bulldogs bullpen. It'll leave the count up at 1-1. Tegman, the junior, playing his center field for Crown Point this evening. Gets ready for the 1-1 delivery from Cherup. It's low for a ball. Defensively, Chesterton has Milton behind the plate, Pittman and Nichols at the corners, Miller and Smith in the middle infield, and Demeter, Franco, and Pfeiffer in the outfield from left to right. The 2-1 pitch from the right-hander Cherup is poked towards shortstop. Miller slides for it, throws to first, but not in time. Tegman's able to leg that one out and reach on an infield single. She hit it deep enough to shortstop where Miller had to slide and then reach her glove on the left hand to the right side of her body and just ran out of time there as good speed from Tegman able to reach. So Ashlyn Kita bats with a runner on and one away here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch low for a ball. Tegman jumped out to a lead but stays at first. Kita batting .534 this season, the junior third baseman. With 47 hits, she has driven in 38 runs. The 1-0 pitch. Now Tegman will go towards second. The throw is wide of the base and rolls out to center field, but good job by Franco to back it up. It's a stolen base for Tegman, and now the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position with the count 2-0 to Kita. And on a windy day, that helps to be aggressive. Do what you can to move a base runner. So the 2-0 pitch from Cherup. It's outside. We go 3-0. So the Trojans with a freshman pitching here in the regional championship. She's 5-4 on the year and 13 appearances. Now the 3-0 delivery. Fouled towards the Crown Point dugout. Makes it 3-1. That was in near the hands, and just able to battle it away was Kita. So Cherup gets the sign from Milton. Here's the 3-1. Kita lifts it towards left field. That one drops and rolls to the wall. Tegman turns the corner. She will score. It's an RBI double for Kita, and the Bulldogs strike first. Kita was just able to drive that one towards left field. It took a good bounce, and it was a tricky play as it was wasn't too much air under it. It was more of a liner and just skips towards that wall. It's the 39th run driven in for Kita this season, her 14th double. Here's Nevaeh Rangel, lays off the first pitch from Cherub. Starts out the count 1-0. The junior batting .366 this season. Works with one away and a runner at second base. Now the 1-0. That's inside. We go 2-0. So the approach working towards the hands of these right-handed batters, but there have been some good takes by the Bulldogs, and so that's helped them get ahead in some of these at-bats early on here. Cleanup hitter Rangel batting. She's driven in 30 this season. Now the 2-0. Another take, and it was in the dirt. The catcher Milton struggled to pick it up. That allows Kita to scoot over from second to third after the pitch. So now she's at third base. There's one away, and the count 3-0 to Rangel. Cherub gets ready and fires this next pitch. It's away for ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Rangel. There will be runners on the corners for the Bulldogs. And the batter, Lulu Johnston, the freshman shortstop. Johnston batting .337 on the campaign. She's driven in 21 runs. She smashed a home run against Lake Central in the sectional championship. The first pitch to the lefty, fouled towards the backstop. So that helps Cherub get ahead in the at-bat 0-1. So a freshman at the circle for Chesterton, a freshman at the plate for Crown Point. I have to think these two will see a lot of each other over the next 3 seasons following this one. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2 on the outer corner. Rangel moves over to second base uncontested. So 2 in scoring position for the Bulldogs. The count 0-2 to Johnston. There's 1 out in the inning. 1 run has scored already. And the 0-2. Johnston puts it in the air, shallow center field. Moving forward is Franco towards left field. She makes the catch, throws towards the plate. Both runners stay put, so the fly out. An important second out for Cherub and the Trojans here in the bottom of the first.
Second baseman, number 15, Eva Govert.
Eva Govert will bat here with 2 down and 2 on. The sophomore playing second base. That has to be a big out for the confidence of Cherub, where you attack a tough hitter from the Bulldogs, work around the zone, get her to fly out. Govert takes that one at the corner for strike 1. So pitching with the pressure on with 2 in scoring position, and you're able to get that big second out on the board, and you can be a little more comfortable now with just 1 out to get. The 0-1 pitch, that's inside, evens the count at 1-1. Govert batting .383 on the season, 29 hits. She's driven in 11. Fastball outside. We go 2-1. So even with first base open, you have to think Cherub wants to go at Govert here. Don't let this inning go on any longer. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. And now the 2-1 pitch. Jab towards second base, scooped up by Smith. She throws to first in time to Nichols for out number 3. So the Bulldogs get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. We are through 1 here at Crown Point, and the Bulldogs lead over Chesterton 1-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Company is proud to recognize the superheroes on the diamond. Pittman, Cherub, and Miller due up here for Chesterton in the top of the second inning. So a good start to the game for the Crown Point offense, getting one run. We'll see now how the Trojans answer. Jillian Pittman, the sophomore, playing third base, gets ready to face Lazert. And she sends the first pitch towards second base. Govert gets it on the run and throws to first to beat Pittman by a couple of steps for out number one. So that one goes off the top of the bat, goes towards second base. So Govert had to run in on it because he kind of just ran out of steam a few feet in front of her. She grabs it and just throws over in time for the opening out. Peyton Cherub swings through the first pitch from Lazert. Pitcher against pitcher here. Cherub, freshman, batting .339 this season. She's driven in 25 runs, 4 doubles, and 5 home runs for the freshman. First pitch away, the next second pitch is away, the count goes to 1-1. She's facing a tough pitcher in Lazert, trying to make up for that run she allowed in the first inning. The 1-1. Best ball away, count goes to 2-1. That helps your first season of high school softball when you can contribute both at the circle and at the plate. The count, a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Cherub goes down swinging. It's the second punch out for Lazert, and it's the second out here in the second inning. Lila Miller, this junior shortstop, bats with 2 away, nobody on. Miller trying to extend the frame for Chesterton. She swings through that first pitch from Lazert, but to finish up that thought on Cherub, when you're a freshman playing varsity baseball, it helps to both pitch and hit in her case because you're going to have ups and downs, but the more opportunities you get as that's fouled away for strike 2. If the pitching's not there one day, but you get a couple hits, that helps the confidence. Or if you're in a slump at the plate, but you're able to retire some batters, that can help you as well. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The 0-2 from Lazert twirls away for ball 1. Miller batting .323 this season, 20 hits, 6 doubles, and a home run for the junior. The right-hander gets ready for the pitch from Lazert. Here's the 1-2. She swings through it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lazert to end the inning. 6 Trojans have stepped up to the plate. 6 have been sent back. We're through an inning and a half here at Cynthia Field, and Crown Point leads Chesterton 1-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Summer just got sweeter at Smoothie King of St. John. Introducing 5 new watermelon smoothies. Power Meal Slim Watermelon, Gut Health Watermelon, Hydration Watermelon, the Activation Recovery Watermelon, and the Extreme Watermelon. All here for a limited time only at Smoothie King of St. John. Open 7 days a week. Smoothie King is conveniently located across from Lake Central High School. Stop in today. Smoothie King of St. John.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power.
Batting for Crown Point.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The 1-0 pitch from Cherub to Brock is fouled away. While you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Hayden Brock, the freshman catcher, batting .419 this season with 18 hits, 3 doubles, 5 home runs. She's driven in 19. The 1-1 pitch from Cherub, lined through the gap at shortstop, and it gets to left field. It's a leadoff single for Brock. So she starts off the second inning with a good swing. There'll be a courtesy runner over at first base for the catcher, Brock.
Courtesy runner at first, number 10, Amaria Yarborough.
That'll be Amaria Yarborough
The Crown Point first baseman,
taking the spot of Brock. Now Corinne Peart will bat for the Bulldogs with a runner at first base, nobody out. Peart batting .333 this season. She's got 14 RBIs. A good opportunity here with a runner at first, nobody out. Leading by 1 already. Cherub sends that strike to the outer corner. And we saw Cherub do a good job working with 2 runners on and only 1 away last inning. Although she did surrender the 1 run, she left 2 on to get out of that jam. Next pitch is low near the ankles for ball 1. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Peart lines it over the head of the shortstop Miller. It rolls all the way to the wall in left center. Yarborough is hustling for third base. She won't stop there. She's going towards the plate. The throw to the catcher Milton is high. The run will score. It's an RBI double for Peart. Crown Point extends their lead. They're up 2-0 here in the second inning. So 15th RBI of the year for Peart, and good speed by Yarborough going first to third. She did not stop at third. She made a good turn and just kept moving. The throw was close, but it was a little high. Clean throw might have got her, but with the speed shown by Yarborough, she made it competitive at the plate and was able to get that run in for the Bulldogs. Samantha Dunlap bats here with a runner at second and nobody out. Dunlap, the senior, playing right field, and she lines one down the third base line. It's fair. It's going all the way into the corner. Hustling to the plate is Peart. She will score. Dunlap going for third base. Head first slide. They will throw her out. So Dunlap drives in a run, but is thrown out going for third base. It's the first out of the inning. Crown Point now leads 3-0.
Now batting the designated player, number 14, Lexi Smith.
So Lexi Smith bats with nobody on and 1 away. So Lexi Smith of Crown Point lined out to Lexi Smith of Chesterton back in the first inning. Now the 1-0. Called strike 1 on the inner third of the plate. Evens count at 1-1. And now the next toss from Cherub. Fouled down the third base line towards the Crown Point dugout. Makes the count 1-2. So Cherub, good help from her defense to get Dunlap going for third base. That could have been tough for Demeter to try to get that one in the corner. She was able to get the relay throw in and then the toss over to Pittman at third to beat Dunlap by a couple of steps. The 1-2, poke towards third base. Pittman picks it up, throws to first, and it's off the mark. It goes towards the Chesterton dugout. And so that will put Smith on base.
Center fielder, number 3, Scarlett.
That throw was on a line, and it just elevated past the first base at Nichols and towards her team's dugout. So that puts Smith on base. Now Tegman shows bunt here, but it goes back towards the screen. She got a piece of it. Just couldn't quite get it in play, but the Bulldogs get a runner on base. With Smith, the count 0-1. It's Tegman who singled and later scored in the first. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded through the middle of the infield. It goes out to center field. That will keep the line moving for the Bulldogs. Smith goes over to second, and Tegman is 2 for 2 today. The batter now, Ashlyn Kita, who had an RBI double in the first to contribute for that initial run for the Bulldogs. And now we'll see a conversation at the circle for the Trojans between Cherub and her infielders. But the Bulldogs able to string together a few pieces of contact here, just good at bats and one after another, and they've driven in 2 runs this inning with only 1 away, and now 2 runners on base. They could continue to add to this crooked number, leading 3-0 with 3 runs on 7 hits. So now we're ready to resume play. Cherub and company go back to their stations. Cherub working with Milton behind the plate. Freshman pitcher, sophomore catcher to make up the underclassmen battery. First pitch to Kita. Inside pitch. Starts the count off 1-0. Kita drilled a ball all the way to the wall for a double her last time out. The next pitch breaks away from the plate, moves the count to 2-0. That was a good swing by the junior third baseman. Here's the 2-0. Kita takes that one, so the count now at 3 balls, no strikes, and 1 away. Runners at first and second. The 3-0 pitch. Kita rolls it down the third base line, but it slices foul. It could have been trouble if it stayed fair, but it broke foul before the base. Over it on the left field line. So the count now 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Cherub. Another quick swing, but just a little bit early. It was Kita's. That one fouled down the third baseline again. So the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Tegman the runner at first base, Smith the runner at second. The payoff pitch. Lifted foul towards the Chesterton dugout, but playable for the first baseman Nichols. She makes the catch, gets an important second out here in the inning. And a good job by Cherub to battle back in that at-bat. She was down 3-0, got 3 pieces of contact in foul territory, eventually a fly out over to Nichols, and she made the play for the second out with 2 away, 2 runners on. Elijah Rangel fouls off the first pitch from Cherub towards her team's dugout. Count goes to 0-1 as the wind picks up, blowing in again from right field. At Cynthia Field, they have flags for all the Duneland Athletic Conference teams around the backstop, and those flags are really howling, blowing in. This one grounded towards shortstop. The throw to third base. They will get her through the force out. Rangel grounds out to Miller at shortstop. She throws over to Pittman at third. That will end the inning. But the Bulldogs score 2 runs on 5 hits. They increase their lead to 3-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you can reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com. Top of the third inning here at Crown Point, where the Bulldogs lead 3-0 over Chesterton.
Leading off the top of the third inning.
So we get ready to start the third inning.
Number 7, Lexi Smith.
I believe we have looks like Lexi Smith takes over at pitcher for Crown Point. So she will face Lexi Smith of Chesterton at the first pitch. Low and away for a ball. So count 1-0 to the right-handed shortstop. She's batting .275 on the season. The 1-0 pitch flared towards the Trojan dugout. Foul. Count evens up at 1-1. So third at-bats for the Trojans. The 1-1. Outside, we go 2-1. Or 1-2, pardon me. Ball and 2 strikes to Smith in her first at-bat. And the 1-2 delivery. Fouled off the screen. So the count stays a ball and 2 strikes. So 3 strikeouts so far for Bulldog pitching staff. Here's the 1-2. That's outside. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith gets the sign, delivers towards the plate. She gets her to swing out of that one for strike 3. The punch out is the first out here of the third inning. So the Trojans down by 3, just trying to get runners on base. Unable to do so far, and the Bulldogs have continued to add to that lead. The first pitch to Demeter, high and away for ball 1. The 1-0. Sent back towards the pitcher. She grabs it with the glove, throws over to first base. Peart hangs on to it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for the Trojans. And they'll send Maddie Nichols to the plate, the sophomore playing first base. Batting in the 9 spot, so the lefty trying to deliver for her squad and get them their first base runner of the game. First pitch. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball. That one had good life to it. It just continued to rise and really jumped towards the plate. The 0-1. Taken for a ball. Count evens up at 1-1. The breakthrough pitch. Fouled off the backstop. Count goes to 1-2. So Smith getting the sign from Brock. Trying to retire Nichols here. The windup and the pitch. She just gets the piece of the bat on it to foul it past home plate. Keeps the at-bat going. That was one where she had to kind of reach down to just stay alive. Just able to get the end of the bat on it. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. the check over to first base, they will say she did not go all the way. She held the bat up, so the count extends. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Nobody on base here in the top of the 3rd inning. So here we go, the 2-2. Outside, we go full at 3-2. Nichols batting .278 this season. Gets ready for the payoff pitch. She lifts it, lines it, but foul down the third baseline all the way into the corner at left field. So she keeps the at-bat going. And it was a good pitch. Just got the half swing on it and fouled it away. So Smith and Brock get ready. The 3-2 pitch. Skip towards shortstop. The throw in time for out number 3. Well done by Johnston. It's another 3-up, 3-down inning. We are through 2.5. Crown Point leads 3-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are.
Lulu Johnston leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning as the pitch from Cherub. Outside for a ball, Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. The 1-0 to Johnston. She puts it in the air towards left field. Demeter looks up and it gets over her head, rolls to the wall, and Johnston ends up on second base to start off the inning in scoring position. So the wind for the left fielder, that could be a tricky play as you're looking up and then it just keeps getting pushed because the wind is blowing in from right field. It's almost swirling here, and that one into the jet stream, and it just, you saw it loop off the bat of Johnston and it rolls all the way past the glove of Demeter into the corner. So Johnston starts off the inning second base, and now this one dropped into center field off the bat of Govert. Johnston goes towards third base. The relay throw goes to the Crown Point dugout. Stays out of the dugout, though, so she will have to stay put at third. But it's a quick double for Govert, and it wasn't necessarily the deepest piece of contact, but it was to center field. Franco in center was playing a little deep, and it just drops in front of her and allows Johnston to move to third base, and Govert ends up at second. And now Brock fouls away the first pitch down the third base line. Back-to-back doubles for the Bulldogs to start the inning. Aiden Brock, the freshman catcher, singled to start the second inning. She later scored in that frame. She bats here with nobody out, 2 runners on. The count 0-1. Brock takes that pitch to the far corner for strike 2. So Johnston, the runner at third base. Govert, the runner at second. No balls and 2 strikes to the freshman Brock. The pitch from Cherub. She swings at that one that was breaking inside. It ended up catching a piece of her. But she was swinging on it, and then it got her, so that was strike 3. The big first out of the inning, first strikeout of the day for Cherub. So now the batter, Corinne Peart, With runners at second and third, one away. Bulldogs leading by 3, but a chance to add 2 more. First pitch to Peart, high for a ball. She had an RBI double in the second, drove home Brock. She starts off the count 1-0 after a take on an inside pitch. She skips this one towards shortstop to Miller. Miller throws to first base. In to score is Johnston. The throw down to third. Sliding in safely is Govert. So the Bulldogs had a run. Thrown out at the base at first base was Peart, but she does her job and drives in a runner. So it's a 4-0 lead for the Bulldogs. They're 2 away in the inning, and they have a runner at third base. Sam Dunlap, RBI double in her last at-bat. Puts the first pitch high in the air towards the circle. Cherup steps up a few feet, makes the catch for out number 3. So a quick bottom of the third inning, but the Bulldogs add a run to make it a 4-0 lead through 3 as you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production, including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
As Lexi Smith gets ready for her second inning of work, it's a reminder that she's an Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Smith, 9-2 on the year in 17 appearances. She's gone 69 2/3 innings of work, 42 runs, 29 of them earned. She has walked 24 while striking out 85. Although you could make that 86 now as she struck out the other Lexi Smith to start the third inning. A reminder, Enigenberg Exteriors, the premier provider of roofing and siding services with over 40 years of experience. Check them out on the web at ebergexteriors.com. This one grounded towards second base. Govert gathers it, throws the first, and retires Milton to start off the fourth inning.
Center fielder number 10, Alexia Franco.
So Smith takes over for Lazard, who went 2 innings with 3 strikeouts. The bunt from Franco towards the pitcher. She throws down to first base. Smith was just able to get there in time to Peart for the second out, Franco.
Player number 20, Hannah Florian.
Wait a minute, we're going to see a discussion between, I was looking at the home plate umpire who signaled that was out, but the first base ump might have signaled safe, so we're going to see what the call is here. There's going to be a conference as Franco laid down the bunt just in front of home plate. The catcher Smith went there, and now this call being made. Smith threw it quickly to first base to Peart, and they did retire Franco on the ground out. So Hannah Florian bats with 2 away and nobody on. Here in the top of the fourth inning, she swings over that first pitch from Smith. So quickly behind 0-1, Florian struck out looking to wrap up the first inning. Now the 0-1. She swings at that elevated fastball for strike 2. So the count, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 down, no runners on base for Chesterton as they're chasing 4 in the top of the fourth. The 0-2 breaks away from the plate for ball 1. Bulldogs scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. It's been a good offensive approach as they've just been able to continue to tack on runs. And the 1-2 pitch from Smith. Fastball just low to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Florian trying to keep the inning going. The 2-2 pitch from Smith. She fouls it away towards the catcher, Brock. Stays alive. Count remains 2-2. Florian, the junior, at the DP spot tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High and away for ball 3. Count goes full. So Smith now in danger of walking Florian as she was ahead in the count, but all that matters now is the next pitch. The payoff pitch. Low for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk for Florian. She will be the first base runner of the day for Chesterton. And she will take first with 2 away in the top of the 4th inning. Jillian Pittman now works, trying to see if she can get Florian in motion. Pittman grounded out to second in her first at-bat. Takes the first pitch high and away for ball 1. So Smith looking to just try to get that third out of the inning and get the Bulldog bats back up. The 1-0. Fastball called strike 1 on the outer third. Good pitch from Smith. Evens count up at a ball and a strike. With 2 down, runner at first base. Chesterton, after getting their first base runner, does not want to leave her stranded. The 1-1 pitch from Smith was low and outside for ball 2. And this one cracked towards third base. The shortstop Johnston dives out for it, can't get there. It rolls into left field. It's a 2-out single for Pittman. And now the Trojans have 2 on with 2 away. And up to bat the pitcher, Peyton Cherup. So now Chesterton threatening, working on a 2-out rally. Florian walked. She's at second base now. Pittman singled. She will be the runner at first base, but there will be a pinch runner over at second. It appears to be Millie Demeter, pardon me.
Courtesy runner at second base, number 15, Millie Demeter.
So Demeter running at second. Trojans trying to get on the board here. Down 4-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Almost halfway through this game. Opportunities like this might not come around often, so you have to capitalize on them. The 2-1 pitch. It's low for a ball. We go 3-1 to Cherup. 1-0. It's a new count to Cherup. Excuse me. Cherup skies this one to the middle infield, and Johnston is able to track it down, makes the catch for out number 3. So the Trojans get their first 2 base runners of the game, but they will leave them stranded at first and second. We are halfway there through 3.5. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Top of the order up for Crown Point to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Lexi Smith, who has 1 for 2 today. She shows bunt, jabs it towards her counterpart, the pitcher, Cherub. It rolls out of her glove. She throws down to first base. It goes wide of Nichols and into right field. So that will put Smith on base. She ends up at second after the overthrow. And that's the way the Bulldogs want to start the inning. So I believe that'll be a
Center fielder, number 3.
single and then an error. Put her in scoring position at second base. Charlotte Tegman will bat. She lays off the first pitch. The count goes 1-0. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Police Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history. Bulldogs want to start the inning. So I believe that'll be a
Center fielder, number 3.
single and then an error. Put her in scoring position at second base. Charlotte Tegman will bat. She lays off the first pitch. The count goes 1-0. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Police Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history. Center field, it goes over the wall. It's a 3-run homer for Ashlyn Kita. Crown Point makes it a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. So Kita swarmed by her teammates at the plate. It's her 8th home run of the season. RBIs number 40, 41, and 42 for the junior. They make it an even larger lead for the Bulldogs. And it looks like we will see a pitching change from Chesterton. Hannah Florian will step in to pitch. She will warm up. So that will end the day for Cherub. With the Bulldogs leading 7-0, we will step aside as she warms up. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
With
Hannah Florian in to pitch for Chesterton. She's an Ennigenburg Exteriors home improvement hurler. Florian, who we've seen take some at-bats, a junior right-hander, fires the first pitch inside. We'll get you her stats. Right now, Florian, 4-5 on the season, ERA of 6.04 in 18 appearances. She's got 48 2/3 innings of work, 72 hits against her, 67 runs, 42 earned. She has walked 16 while striking out 51. Ennigenburg Exteriors, your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. The batter for Crown Point, Nevaeh Rangel. She works with nobody on, nobody out after the 3-run blast. And she sends this one opposite field towards right field, but leaning back and making the catch is Pfeiffer for the first out in the inning. Good job by Pfeiffer to range back and make the catch. So kind of reach and lean. That play right there by Pfeiffer in right field, some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 of Indiana and Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. Lulu Johnston bats with nobody on base and one away here in the bottom of the fourth inning, where the Bulldogs have sent in 3 already. The 1-0 pitch from Florian, low and away for a ball. A bunt single from Smith put her on base. Then Tegman singled. Kita cracked a 3-run home run to put the crooked number on the board for Crown Point. The 2-0 pitch to Johnston fouled away over the Bulldog dugout towards the baseball field to make it a 2-1 count. 1 run in the first inning for the Bulldogs, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 3 more here in the fourth to make it a 7-0 lead. Johnston skips this one over to shortstop to Miller. She throws a dart over the first base for the second out. Johnston grounds out. So there are 2 away, nobody on. The batter now, Eva Govert.
Second baseman, number 15, Eva Govert.
Govert doubled in the third inning, was left stranded at third base. She will work for the first time against Florian. That one breaks away. Govert, the sophomore, playing second base tonight. And the count 1-0. Florian speeds that one just into the inner third of the zone for strike 1. So the count evened up at a ball and a strike. The next delivery. Govert puts it in the air near the Chesterton dugout. Could be playable, but it ricochets off the bricks of the backstop. So just not able to get there were Nichols and Milton, the first baseman and catcher. That was a tricky play, and it results in strike 2. So a ball and 2 strikes to Govert, as she will try to extend the inning for the Bulldogs. Now the 1-2 pitch. Govert flies it towards shortstop. Miller calls for it. She has plenty of time, camps out under it for out number 3. But the Bulldogs add 3 more on a home run from Ashlyn Kita. They lead by 7 as we're through 4 here at Cynthia Field. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Paige Lazert back in the circle for Crown Point. As she started the game, was replaced by Lexi Smith. Now she's back in. She's in Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler. So prior in this game, Lazert with 2 innings of work, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Enigenberg Exteriors, your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. So Lazert back in. The right-hander, the junior right-hander, has been solid when we saw her earlier in the game. She will be facing Miller, Smith, and Demeter. As we start the 5th inning, Crown Point leading 7-0. The first pitch to Miller. Swings over it for strike one. Miller struck out against Lizert previously in this game. That was in the second inning. That would end the second, actually. So the count 0-1. And for the Trojans, she swings over the 0-1 pitch, makes it 0-2. You have to think here in the fifth inning is when the urgency starts to increase. You don't want to save it all for the seventh as you're down by 7. It's a steep hill to climb up against a tough pitching staff. The 0-2 outside. So you have to think you need at least one run. Just start chipping away at it here in the fifth. Get things rolling and then try to make your way back in this game. Lizert winds and fires the 1-2 pitch. She swings through that elevated fastball for strike 3. Fourth punch out of the game for Lizert. It's the first here of the fifth inning. The batter now, Lexi Smith. We will have a pinch hitter for the Trojans. And it will be Ava Wagner in place of Smith. So Wagner lays off the first pitch from Lizert. It misses. The count goes 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch, that'll be a strike. She swings. Count even up at 1-1. So for Wagner, sophomore batting .257 on the year with 9 hits in 35 at-bats. The 1-1. Called strike 2 on the far corner. Here comes the 1-2. And that's away for a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2. So Lizert gets the sign from Brock. Tosses the 2-2 pitch. She swings through it. It's another strikeout. Back-to-back punch-outs here in the fifth. There are 2 away. The batter now, Claire Demeter. So for Lizert, in total, she's up to 5 strikeouts. Demeter, who is 0 for 1 so far, she grounded out to Lexi Smith back in the third inning. And she can't catch up to that fastball from Lizert. And for Lizert, with a 7-run lead and just 7 outs to go, you have to think she can be comfortable here. Throw a lot of fastballs, throw strikes, and really just attack these hitters from Chesterton. She speeds in a fastball to make it an 0-2 count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The pitch outside makes it a 1-2 count. And the 1-2 pitch. Put in the air towards the Trojan dugout. Peart looks up and makes the catch near the first base coach for out number 3. That will end the top half of the fifth inning. The Trojans go down in 1-2-3 fashion. We will head to the bottom of the fifth when we return. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright the right way to buy and sell real estate.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
pinch hitter in for the Bulldogs. Evie Cuevas will bat in place of Hayden Brock here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So Cuevas, the sophomore, will work here against Florian. Brock was 1 for 2 on the day. The first pitch to Cuevas. She skies it to center field where Franco will camp under it for the catch. That is the opening out here of the bottom of the fifth inning. The Bulldogs lead 7-0. Corinne Peart bats with one away, nobody on.
23, Corinne Peart.
So the Bulldogs, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 more in the fourth. Peart fouls that one away. They've been really swinging well offensively in this game. 7 runs on 12 hits. And that doesn't overshadow the great pitching from Lazert and Smith that have put them in this spot after a thrilling win over Lake Central in the sectional championship. They are off to a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth in the regional championship against Chesterton. The 1-1. Cranked towards right center field. That will drop just shy of the warning track. Rolls to the wall. Peart's moving towards second. She will get there standing up. It's a 1-out double for Peart. Her second hit of the day. It puts her in scoring position with that 1-out double here in the fifth. Second double for Peart as well. She had an RBI double in the second. And now the batter, Sam Dunlap. Peart will be pinch run for. Lila Stimek will take over at second base.
Pinch runner at second base, number 38, Lila Stymack.
So Stymack at second in place of Peart. And Florian still pitching with Dunlap up to bat. Dunlap, an RBI double in the second inning, was thrown out going for third. Then she flew out to the pitcher to end the third inning. So Dunlap trying to break through here with a runner at second. First pitch from Florian. Dunlap lines it to third base. Caught by Pittman for out number 2. So good play by Pittman. Good reaction time. Someone was hit right at her. She flashes the leather, makes the play. And now there are 2 down with the top of the order. Lexi Smith up to bat for Crown Point. Smith takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Smith lined out in the first inning, singled in the second, and then singled and scored in the fourth, but she lines out to shortstop to end the fifth inning. So the Bulldogs get a runner on second base, but leave her as we are through 5. Crown Point leads over Chesterton 7-0. Stick around, you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Summer just got sweeter at Smoothie King of St. John. Introducing 5 new watermelon smoothies. Power Meal Slim Watermelon, Gut Health Watermelon, Hydration Watermelon, the Activation Recovery Watermelon, and the Extreme Watermelon. All here for a limited time only at Smoothie King of St. John. Open 7 days a week. Smoothie King is conveniently located across from Lake Central High School. Stop in today. Smoothie King of St. John.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Stay with us after the game and we'll name the Ironworkers Local 395 play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. Lazert speeds in the first pitch to the far corner for strike 1. There have certainly been a lot of contenders for play of the game. There's been some good offense, some good defensive plays scattered throughout as well. Some good pitching in this one. The 0-1 pitch skips away for ball one. And Paige Lazert back in for her second inning of work in her second stint at the circle in this game. Count even up at 1-1 to the batter, Maddie Nichols. Well, it's not Maddie Nichols. That will be Riley Henry, senior in place of Nichols. So Henry working against Lazert. The count, 2 balls and a strike. She swings over that one, evens it up at 2-2. Top of the 6th inning here at Cynthia Field. The Bulldogs lead the Trojans 7-0. So Chesterton needs offense by whatever ways they can find it. The 2-2 pitch, low and away. We go full at 3-2. Down to 6 outs remaining. Just trying to scratch these runs back by however they can. And the payoff pitch. That's high for ball 4. Henry's on base with the walk to start off the 6th inning. And for Chesterton, that's the first base runner they've been able to get against Lazert. Their prior 2 base runners were both against Smith. And Morgan Darnell will bat, the senior batting in place of Milton. So Chesterton getting some at-bats for the seniors here and late in this regional championship. Darnell batting .312 on the season with 5 hits in 16 at-bats. Takes that one low and away, evens the count up at 1-1. So Darnell in place of Milton, who was 0 for 2. Lazert pitching with a runner at first base, nobody out. The 1-1 pitch bunted, but that goes high off the top of the backstop. Not the intended result for Darnell. As that one was rising and she just got the bat under the softball and just went back in a quick strike to the screen. Now the count 1-2. That pitch dropped low by Lazert. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Lazert gets the sign from Brock. Here's the breakthrough pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw down to first base. Sliding back safely. And Crown Point has made some defensive adjustments as well. That's Cuevas behind the plate. As she remembered, she was into pinch hit. Stymack now playing first base. Franco up to bat for the Trojans. Franco is 0 for 2. Fly out to the catcher and a bunt where she was thrown out by Smith in the 4th. Takes a first pitch ball from Lazert. So the count 1-0. Lazert winds and fires. This one fouled back towards the top of the backstop. And it rolls all the way back down to the catcher Cuevas. Count even up at a ball and a strike. So what's on the line? The winner of this game will face the winner of the Homestead versus Carroll game in the semi-state semifinal. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. The Bulldogs trying to take care of business. And has a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 fouled towards the Bulldog dugout. So, no, a 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one skied towards the Trojan dugout, but it loops away off the top of the screen. So the count's still 1-2. To Franco. Pitch outside. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. Franco goes down swinging. So 2 down here in the 6th. The runner at first base.
Number 20, Florian.
And the Bulldogs lead by 7. Florian swings over that one. The throw down to first base. Sliding back safely was Henry. So the count 0-1. The next pitch from Lazert. She swings over that one for strike 2. So quickly, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Florian down to her last strike. The 0-2. Outside. So she stays alive. Good take by Florian, who walked in the 4th inning. She was the first base runner of the day for the Trojans with that free pass. The 1-2. She can't connect with that one. Swings through it for strike 3. It's another strikeout for Lazert. It ends the top half of the 6th inning. To the bottom will go. Crown Point leads Chesterton 7-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you can reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
Number 3, Scarlett.
Back for the bottom of the 6th inning where Crown Point leads Chesterton 7-0. Tegman leads off. Takes the first pitch for a strike from Florian. Tegman, 3 for 3 today with 3 singles. She has scored 2 runs. She's behind 0-1 here. Left-handed batter does not offer at this next pitch from Florian. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Florian works here. Gets her to skip this one towards third base. It's fair. The throw to first, not in time. Tegman beats it out for an infield single. Is one that was hit over along the third baseline on 2 bounces. Pittman plays it along the line. Had to charge up on it, and then just good running by Tegman to beat her at first base for her 4th single of the game. And now Ashlyn Kita bats with nobody out and a runner on first. Takes the first pitch from Florian. Kita sent one over the fence in center field for a 3-run home run back in the 4th inning. She had an RBI double in the 1st. She lifts this one opposite field towards right field, but it slices foul. So the count now 0-2. Kita flew out to first base in the 2nd inning. She's 2 for 3. With 4 RBIs, 2 extra base hits. And the 0-2. Kita hammers this one towards left field. It's carrying to the wall, and it goes off the glove of Demeter. So that will put her on base for the 3rd time today, just barely staying in the yard. that'll be scored as an error, but it puts Kita on. So it was nearly caught by the left fielder. Just goes off of her glove, and that went all the way at the warning track. Well hit by Kita. The next pitch to Rangel. And now the runner's in a rundown. In a rundown is Tegman, and she's thrown out. Good job by the Trojans to catch her and get her running over to second, sliding just a little bit late, and that's the first out of the inning. And here's the swing from Rangel going towards left field. This time it is caught. A deep fly out for out number 2 in the inning. Good catch by Demeter. All the way back to the warning track. I think that might be a new left fielder for Chesterton. Trying to get a look at the number. They don't have numbers on the front of the jersey, so that makes it tricky. There might be Cadence Ford. But nonetheless, that was a deep fly out to left field. And a catch for out number 2, and I think we're going to see a pinch hitter for the Bulldogs. That will be Anna Neal, the freshman. She will bat in place of Lulu Johnston. So Neal takes over for Johnston, both freshmen getting reps here in the regional championship. The first pitch, taking for a ball. Neal batting .378 in 37 at-bats this season. She has 14 hits. She's driven in 11 runs. The 1-0 pitch, high for a ball, and another throw down to first base. Kita avoids the tag, slides back to first safely. So 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch from Florian, and it's lined back to the circle, goes off of Florian. It's scooped up by Nichols, but there was nowhere, or by Cherub, there was no one for her to throw to. So it will reach base is Neal. It extends the inning for the Bulldogs. Kita goes over to second base. And who will we see up to bat here? Here comes the batter out of the dugout. Looks like it'll be another pinch hitter.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 40.
It'll be Mia Whitty, the senior. Whitty batting in place of Govert. So another senior makes her way into the game. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Bulldogs leading 7-0, 2 runners on base. Whitty batting .364 in 15 games played. She has 8 hits in 22 at-bats. The 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So it's both teams getting just about everybody involved in this game, and the regional championship, the 1-1 pitch. Outside we go 2-1. Because for Crown Point, you don't know what the next game's going to entail. If that's a close one, you might not be able to get some of these seniors in. Whitty swings to that one, the 2-2, and to do it at your home field too, get one last at-bat here in the place you've played so many games, practiced so many times. Certainly a special moment for the seniors. The 2-2, fouled away. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Here in the last of the 6th inning. Bulldogs lead by 7 runs on 15 hits. The 2-2 pitch from Florian. Whitty fouls it away. Just a little bit late on that one. It rolls over the backstop and drops onto the concourse. So here comes Florian's 2-2. Whitty skies it towards the Bulldog dugout, and it bounces foul. Pittman nearly tracked it down, but it was a few steps in front of her. Count still 2s across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Whitty awaiting the pitch from Florian. And here it is. That's inside low for ball 3. So the count goes full. So after a couple 2-2 pitches fouled away, Florian tries to go inside, but a good take from Whitty to load up the count. And the payoff pitch. Whitty swings through it for strike 3. That will end the inning. The Bulldogs leave 2 on. They will not score. We head to the 7th. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers 4 Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers 4 Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Top of the 7th inning, 3 outs to go for the Bulldogs, separating them from a regional championship here against Chesterton at their home field. Bulldogs lead 7-0. Pittman, Cherub, and Miller due up. So Pittman will bat here. She's 1 for 2. She had a single, the only hit of the day for Chesterton. She looks to work here against Lazert. Lazert in her 3rd inning of her 2nd stint. So 5th inning overall for Lazert. It's been a good day for her at the circle. But she is up to 8 strikeouts. The 0-1 outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch to Pittman is put in the air towards the Bulldog dugout, and it bounces off the roof of the dugout and out of play. Several Bulldog defenders thought they had a chance to run that one down, but then the wind just kind of pushed it over to the top of the dugout, and it bounces away. It's the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. That wind has been howling in all day. But we still have seen some good swings from the Bulldogs. Able to take one out of the park. And it's outside for a ball. Evens up the count at 2-2. Good day for the offense for Crown Point, and some good pitching from Lazert and Smith. Now the 2-2. Fouled away off the screen. Count stays even up. So Jillian Pittman, the sophomore, playing 3rd base tonight. One of many underclassmen in the lineup for the Trojans. She fouls that one away. A playoff run like this is good experience for sophomores like Milton and Pittman, freshmen like Cherub. So even though this game might sting, it still makes you better in the long run. The 2-2 pitch, fouled away, and you don't always realize how impressive it was that you're making history for your school when you go on one of these runs, but that's what they're doing here with a win over Valpo in the sectional semifinal, a win against Hobart in the sectional championship. Part of a 13-11 season for Chesterton. The 2-2 pitch, fouled away. So the count stays 2-2. It's been a gritty at-bat for Pittman here. She's fouled 3 or 4 pitches away. Back to back to back to back against Lazert. to stay alive at 2-2. Pittman grounded out in the second inning, singled in the fourth. Trying to add to that here against Lizert. The 2-2 pitch. Outside for ball 3. Count full now at 3-2. Pittman trying to reach base for the second time this evening. So here we go. The payoff pitch. High and away for ball 4. Lizert walks. Pittman walks against Lizert. First walk issued by Lizert. Pardon me, that's the second walk. One walk against Smith, and now 2 against Lizert. Just the second base runner overall against Lizert. Peyton Cherub will bat. So the freshman started the day at the circle. She moved over to first base later. She swings and misses on that first pitch from Lizert for strike 1. Cherub 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Trying to break through here in the top of the 7th inning with nobody out and a runner at first base. The 0-1, she checks up on it. Did not go far enough, though. It evens the count at a ball and a strike. So Cherub working against Lizert, the 1-1 pitch. She swings under that one. So now a ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first base. The Bulldogs have been taking care of business this evening. The 1-2. That breaks away for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good pitching from Lizert and Smith. Lizert has done the bulk of the pitching and trying to get the final 3 outs here. The 2-2. Fouled away, but the Trojans trying to make things uncomfortable for her. Trying to make those last 3 outs difficult to get to. So Cherub makes her way back into the box, righty against righty. And the 2-2 delivery. She swings through it for strike 3. The throw on to first base goes over the head of Stymack, rolls to right field, but Dunlap backs her up to prevent any trouble, but it's another strikeout for Lizert.
Now batting Chesterton, number 14, Lila.
9th strikeout for Lizert. Lila Miller bats. Miller 0 for 2 on the outing with 2 strikeouts. First pitch. Inside, ball 1. Miller, the junior playing shortstop, was batting .323 going into this one. So a lot of sophomores and juniors on this Chesterton group. A lot of players. They'll be back for next season. And Miller skies this one towards left field. It's going all the way back, and it's gone. 2-run home run for Miller. It puts the Trojans on the board here in the top of the 7th inning. Second home run of the year for Miller. RBIs 14 and 15. And you hear the excitement from the Chesterton faithful cheering their team on here in the 7th. And now they're on the board, down by 5 with only 1 out. Could still be time for some late game drama for Chesterton. And a good swing from Miller. The batter now, Lexi Smith, who is 0 for 2, although I think that is Ava Wagner, actually. Wagner pinch hit for Smith in the top of the 5th. She stays in. Takes the first pitch for a strike. So those are runs number 16 and 17 against Lizert on the season. That's how good she has been this year. So that was a great swing by Miller. Wagner swings through that one for strike 2. And that's what coaches want to see, playing aggressive all the way to the end. and getting those runs on the board. The 0-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. We go 1-2. So Lizert gets the sign from Cuevas. Her 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. It's strikeout looking, the 10th strikeout for Lizert. The batter now, Cadence Ford.
Now batting number 12, Cadence Ford.
So Ford, last out for the Trojans, takes a first meter. Ford, the sophomore, we saw her out in left field for the last couple innings. Count now evened up at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Lizert, fouled away by Ford. So now the Trojans down to their last strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Lizert against Ford. Here in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-2 pitch. High and away. 2s are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Look, Chesterton 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors defensively. The breakthrough pitch, she checks. Did she go? She did not. That will load the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Trojans, as she checked up on that swing, didn't go all the way. It was an elevated fastball that rose out of the zone. Lizert thought she had strike 3. She will have to do it again. Now the 3-2. Now that one will count. It's strike 3. The Bulldogs finish the job. They will win the regional championship by a score of 7-2, defeating Chesterton. The Bulldogs they improved to 28-4 on the season. They have won their last 8. And the road to state moves along for the Bulldogs. Behind some nice pitching from Lizert and Smith. We see some fireworks out behind the practice football field. So a lot of excitement here at Cynthia Field. So the Bulldogs and their fans taking it all in. It's been a great season that will continue as they await the announcement of their next opponent. 7 runs on 15 hits. We'll see the presentation of the regional championship trophy.
The IHSAA Class 4A Regional Championship to the Crown Point Bulldogs. Crown Point will move on to Saturday's semi-state at Lafayette Harrison.
So as the Bulldogs celebrate with their regional championship trophy, we will hand out some hardware as well as we keep things moving along here. So we will go with the sound name, the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Our superhero of the game, we will go with Paige Lizert, the pitcher of record for the Bulldogs. Lizert, with only 1 hit against in 5 innings of work. She struck out 10 overall in what was a great outing from the right-hander. to pick up the win against the Trojans. So she earns the Superhero of the Game award as she picks up her 18th win of the season. We'll now add it's time to name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The Blue Collar Player of the Game tonight was Ashlyn Kita of Crown Point. She reached base 3 times tonight. She had an RBI double in the first, a 3-run home run in the fourth. Contributed for 4 of the 7 runs for the Bulldogs. Good swing from Kita. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. It's time to name the Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become an Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. We'll go with that 3-run home run from Kita. That occurred back in the 4th inning. That was just a great swing. She just sent it over the left field fence, and on a windy day, we see it again on the replay. You weren't sure how the ball was going to travel. It was no problem for Kita. Just able to crush that out to left and drive in some big runs for the Bulldogs. Part of that 7-2 win. That was no problem for Kita. Just able to crush that out to left and drive in some big runs for the Bulldogs. Part of that 7-2 win. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So moving along, we'll thank everyone involved with tonight's broadcast, to our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. To my broadcast crew, Zach Miller doing a great job of overseeing Workers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So moving along, we'll thank everyone involved with tonight's broadcast, to our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. To my broadcast crew, Zach Miller doing a great job of